Hi, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to Cathy Chat. I love meeting people from everywhere. I love networking. And guess what? Today is not what I love. It is what Jill Branson loves. And I can't wait for you to meet her. Jill, how are you?
I am so awesome.
Yes, you are.
Right now, I am awesome. Very
You,
happy. I'm happy most days, but today
yeah.
I'm really happy.
And I absolutely love that. I actually remember, I don't know if you do, but I actually remember when we met way back when the first time. I think it was with Delinda Lane, and I think it was with
Yes.
um, Fun Fearless Female.
Uh-huh.
And that was several years ago, actually.
Yes. Yes, we were. Was that, did you come to Maggiano's or was that online?
This was online, virtual.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We have met at Maggiano's here in Overland Park, Kansas, but I have not been to the one yet in Las Vegas with you guys.
Wow. Yes. And what a wonderful group that is.
Yes, it definitely is. And I know from there grew our connections together with Missy Day and the coaching group. And I got to be your accountability partner one
Yes.
season. And that was incredible. And I got to learn more about you. And when you agreed to say yes to Cathy Chat, I went, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can stand this or not. Yeah.
Well, I am just honored to be here.
If there is anybody left in the world that has not met you yet, what would you like to share with them about the amazing Jill Branson?
I think what I would say is if you need a lift, if you need
Yeah,
a lift and you
yeah.
need something or someone to make you feel better, I'm that gal.
And
Because
you seriously are. I love that you know that about yourself. You
I
seriously are.
am.
Hmm.
And it's a win-win because when other people feel good and I talk to them and I listen and I do whatever it is, I feel good because I've helped someone feel better. It's
That
kind
is
of the
amazing.
pay it forward thing.
And think about that too. The pay it forward really, really works. It makes you feel
Exactly.
better about yourself. It makes the other person feel better. It really is a win win. I know when we started chatting with as accountability partners in Missy's coaching group, I started to learn just a little bit about you and what your career history has looked like. And so tell us a little bit about that. You've lived about 9 million lives in a
Yeah.
very short time.
Yes, I have. Um, I started out in retail, and thanks to my dad, because my dad he was one of those that said, "Oh, you need to get a job." So when I was 18, boy, the minute that I graduated from high school, I had another little job before that. I think I did packaging at Sears store in the Christmas holidays. Um, but my dad said, "Come on, we're going to get you a job." And he happened to know somebody. He had a new place that was just starting, and that was the beginning of my life right there. I don't know if anyone remembers Gemco department stores, but they were in California, and they were a membership department store. I believe they came around the same time as Kmart,
Oh,
and
wow. Yeah.
way back in 1969.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Gemco Department Stores was affiliated with a grocery store, so they were the first place that had like a grocery store, a shoe store, optical. All these things were inside, just like they do at Walmart and Kmart and all these places now. And so that was the beginning of my career in being a little a clerk. I worked in the cosmetic department. I worked in the toy department. And the toy department was at Christmas. And oh my gosh, what a nightmare that
Oh my
was.
gosh. Yeah,
I
good
got roped
idea.
right in. But after I left that, I got married. And then we moved to Colorado. And so when I was in Colorado, I started working in the medical field. I worked in an office with a doctor who we were 2 hours away from a hospital. We were 100 miles away, and when we had emergencies, we had helicopters that would fly the people out, that kind of
Oh,
thing. But
wow.
boy, did I learn a lot there. We did blood work. He was a DO, so we did chiropractic.
Oh my God.
We did everything. So that was my beginning in the medical career. And then the economy kind of tanked at that time, and so my first husband and I, we moved to Idaho because that's where my sister lived. And at that point in time, I worked still in the medical field. I worked doing x-ray and different things like that for a family practice, a residency program with 18 doctors. And
Oh,
then
wow.
after that, I went to a private physician, and then eventually I left that after many years because I met my husband now. And we've been married 26 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of my life. A lot of it was California because that's where I was born and raised up until, I was like 20. And then I lived in Colorado for 7, and then Idaho for 19, and now Las Vegas, Nevada.
Woohoo.
So I was a flight attendant as well. I've been a restaurant owner. My husband and I, we bought a Woofie's Rockin' 50s hamburgers, and it was a roller skating car hop restaurant with jukeboxes at the register, at each table, and we made homemade.
I remember those.
It was awesome. It was in Spokane, Washington, which is about 30 minutes I lived in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So from that point, then it went to, then we bought and started a Chevron gas station. And then we put the restaurant inside of it as a drive-through. So I managed that.
Okay.
And then my friend said, let's go be flight attendants. So I said, yeah, that's my word, right? Sure. Let's do that. So I went and I worked when I was hired for American Airlines, and I was with them for 10 years. And then 9/11 happened. And at that point in time, it was getting real difficult to commute because I was commuting out of St. Louis for 7 years. And coming here to Vegas was kind of tough. So, but all of these things have brought me to where I am today because obviously when I was a kid, I was just really shy. And now you can't shut me up. So
I was going to say, we've been on here for 2 hours. You're done now.
I can't help it. It just comes out. Yeah, so I mean, besides owning the restaurant and then being a flight attendant, and then when I retired, I started in with a multi-level marketing company, which was Premier Designs Jewelry. And I was with them, I think they're like 35, almost 40 years old now. And I worked for them for 5 years. And then I kind of got burnt out on that. So I went on to be working for a magazine company, and not just magazine, but printing and things like that. So I did sales. And then things just keep coming my way. And whatever it is, I just keep saying,
Sure.
yes, sure. So, so now I decided that what I was going to do 2 years ago was to be a John Maxwell certified leadership business coach, trainer, and speaker. And so because of COVID, that kind of messed things up as far as my certification. So it went on to delay, but I was still able to be a coach and teach and all those things. But other than that, I mean, my main thing is that I love helping people. And right now, as a coach, I am loving working with new businesses, especially new businesses who are wanting to stand out above the crowd and be just a little bit different when it comes to being I guess, creating loyalty with their customers, their clients, and their employees. Because as we know right now, it's really difficult. It's getting really difficult for people to even hire. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they said, we can't get anybody to work right now, and they're struggling. So you know, and it's like a simple thing like driving a truck, and also helping with distributing some supplies and things like that. But
Right.
and a lot of them are raising their what they're paying people just to get people coming in, and the businesses, thank God, are actually growing after all that we've
Absolutely.
been through. But Cathy, I just really enjoy your show, and it's such a privilege to be on here. I also do Mailbox Power, and that's one of the things that you do is you you have a way of guiding people and helping people. You have so much knowledge when it comes to growing your business, and just connections. Just like for me, that's a very important thing, is connections. And I know that now you have a some group or something that you're in, and I can't remember what the name of it is, but I do know that it's something that I'm looking at, maybe starting one myself. So, um,
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. I'm actually in several groups, but I think the one that you're referring to
yes,
right now is Happy Neighborhood Project.
right. Happy.
And we are opening groups all over the world, literally. And we're up to 75 weekly events, all free. And so I can totally see you at the helm of that. One of the things I did want to ask you for real, you are very gracious and humble when you talk about your beginnings. But one of the things that literally ingratiated me to you instantly is the fact that you said that you came out of your shell and before you were an introvert. And think about the clients, all the clients that you coach. A lot of times I have found that some of the hold you back thing is the introverts part. Like, how
Mhm.
did you overcome that? What was your pivot point that got you to be able to realize you've got a gift to share with the world, my friend, and you're doing it now? This is so incredible for me to have you on Cathy Chat.
Well, thank you. And I think what it is for me, it's a God thing.
Okay.
This is what I have been meant to do my whole life. I mean, I even started doing it when I was a little girl. I was thinking about that the other day, when a little girl was in my class and sat behind me, and she didn't have any friends, and I immediately needed to make her my friend so I could help her because I felt bad that she didn't have any friends.
There we go. Okay.
So
That's the Jill that I know. That's the
that was like second grade. So here we go. It's been going on throughout my life. I know what it feels like to be an introvert, and I know what it feels like to sometimes feel like you're not accepted because you think that because you're an introvert that maybe you don't have anything worth carrying on a conversation about. And boy, you couldn't be farther from the truth, because we all have something. We all have something that we can give to a conversation. And if you're one of those that needs to be a one on one, I mean, stick to that, do that, but try your best to get out of that comfort zone and go to different places, network with your business, but take someone with you that is an extrovert so that you feel like somebody else can open up the conversation, and then you'll be relaxed and you can just be who you are. I know it's hard sometimes, and sometimes you'll see that there's people who seem extrovert who aren't. They're really introverts at heart. and
absolutely. That's
it,
very true.
They are just coming out of their shell and realizing that the only way in a business is you have to meet people. You have to meet people. That's how your business grows. Um, and one of the things that I do, like with Mailbox Power, which I just absolutely love, it's definitely communication. Uh, Mailbox Power it's all about snail mail, and it's about businesses, and it's about reaching out and sending a birthday card, which is our big thing. Um, Sending recognition, because you can do certificates and mail them to your employees saying, in recognition of, like, someone that hasn't missed a day of work for 3 months or 6 months or whatever. Those little things mean so much to people. And
They
I'm one
really
of
do.
those people. And it's just, I think it's partly because when I did work for the airlines, when I first started, I was one of 20,000 flight attendants. So consequently, you don't feel like you're the person, you're a number. And you're the person number that's going to go out, and you're going to be in the airplane in that silver tube, and you're going to be Miss Hospitality. You're
Yes.
your own boss when you're up there, except for maybe the captain or the FO, the first officer. But you get over that shyness, and you also get into the fact that I'm here to save people. I'm not here to serve people with Cokes and Pepsis and food. I'm here to save them and realize that their safety was number one.
That's an
Always
interesting correlation between what you did then and what you're doing now.
exactly.
That is
Everything
cool.
it's all come to fruition, because that's where, like, being a flight attendant, number one, I was meeting people I would never have met under other circumstances, because when you live in one place and you don't really travel around much. I was from the West Coast, so I hadn't ever really met people from the Midwest or the down in Florida or New York. I mean, when you're there on vacation, it's a whole different thing than actually getting to know people, rather than just being on an airplane and landing for 5 minutes. But the whole thing is, that we are creatures of needing love, needing recognition, needing to be appreciated. And after working with that and realizing that, being one of 20,000, that I felt like I really needed some recognition and somebody to say, hey, you're doing an awesome job, and here's something to show you that we really do appreciate what you do for us. And I saw a couple things, but not a lot. That's what happens when you have, because at that time that was 20,000 flight attendants and another 15,000 that were doing all the other jobs like ticket agents and things like that. But
And everybody works together for the same end result, basically. And you're a
exactly.
perfect example of leadership. And I mean that with all my heart. I don't know if you are aware of this, my friend, but since I met you, and since I met Delinda, and since I met Missy Day, I am a groupie of each and every one of you. And I have found, seen, discovered the 50 Shades of Blonde. And I am so excited for you and Missy to have 50 Shades of Blonde as a resurgence now that I can hardly see straight. It is the coolest concept ever. And I mean that with all my heart. And to have been a guest last month was one of the highlights of my entire month, totally. And tell us how 50 Shades of Blonde came to be. I mean, this is like superstardom right here.
Well, this is where that word sure came about. Because Missy and I had met. We had a one-on-one. We had met actually through another business coach, and we just obviously hit it off right away. And we became really fast, close friends. And then she became my coach. And through that time, we became, closer friends. And then one day she said, I've been thinking about doing a radio show. And so she said, would you like to do the show with me? And I'm going, first of all, that thought had never crossed my mind. And I said, sure, why not? Well, then we got into more, into looking a little deeper into it and realizing that it would be better. We'd like to do the internet and do an internet TV show. So I knew somebody who had one, and so I contacted them, and they said, "Well, come on down, and we'll start you out with a 30-minute show." And we did, and then 3 years later, we're still together, and we had a break during COVID, but now we just did a show, and I'm not sure when we'll do the next one because both of us are just so busy right now.
Yes.
And
Oh,
I
I
hate
bet.
saying that, busy. I'm so busy, but we are, and it's all good. It's really good things, but and I've thought about doing a spin-off myself, and I'm not sure what I would call it, like 25 Shades of Blonde. I don't know.
There
Kind
you
of
go.
mad.
Yeah, there
But
you go.
yeah, I would love to do that because I love more than anything listening to people share their story just like you do, Kathy.
Yes, and that is that's so true. And think about that. The core here for me, for us, is networking.
Right,
And I
exactly.
seriously didn't know what it was. 2007, I was like, you need to go network your business. And I'm like, okay, what
But
is that? And then the rest is history. And I can't imagine my life without networking now. And to be able to have you as part of my inner circle, my networking family is the coolest thing ever. And I want everyone else to get to know you as well. Before we sign off today, how on earth do people find Jill Branson? Like, how do they connect with you?
well, one of the things you could do is Facebook and I and uh, personal messenger are best friends.
Okay.
So that's a good place to go. So
Okay.
it's Jill Branson, and you'll recognize this face. And I'm always wearing blue. So
Yes, you are.
and also I have what they call through Mailbox Power. I have a birthday campaign, and I would love to be able to send you some wonderful little gift or something just for mentioning that you saw me on this show. And that would be the website. It's a website, but it's www.jill, Jill, M as in mother, Branson, Branson, and then BD for birthday and campaign, wait,
Campaign. Yes.
CAMPAIGN.com.
This
So,
is actually my half birthday card
yeah,
from Rockstar Jill. I didn't know that you were going to mention it, but I wanted everyone to be able to see. They are phenomenal cards, honestly. And I also got a treat with mine. So,
yes.
yay for me.
So that's it. So you get a treat or uh, and a card, um, and that's just there's no spamming. There's no it has nothing to do with that. It's just because I feel everyone needs to be appreciated, even people that I don't necessarily know. It's just a little something that comes in your mailbox and makes you feel good.
Oh my
So,
gosh, I love that so much. That is a perfect, perfect business for you.
oh, it is.
Appreciation times a million. And you are so great at making people feel valued. It really is. It's an honor to know you, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. And I feel the same about you. You're just such a wonderful, kind person. And I love how you want to help people and like just having me on the show. That's a wonderful thing.
This has been so fun. And I so appreciate you saying yes to Cathy Chat. And for those of you listening and watching with us today, thank you for joining us on Cathy Chat. Please reach out to Jill Branson. She's everywhere, all over social media. You will be blessed times a million just for scheduling a one-on-one with this super rock star dynamo. Is there anything you want to share before we say goodbye?
I would just stay positive. And if you're feeling down, get to that tribe, those people that lift you up. Don't be afraid to ask them and tell them that you're having a bad day. You don't have to tell them everything. Just say, I'm not feeling so good today. Lift me up, help me feel better. And if you can't find somebody, get a hold of me. I'll take care of it.
I know that to be true personally. So that is fantastic. Thank you again for joining us today on Cathy Chat. For those of you listening live, for those of you on podcast, for those of you on YouTube, we definitely appreciate you supporting Cathy Chat and all of the guests that we have on here. Connect with the one and only Jill Branson. And again, Jill, thank you so much for being on Cathy Chat today.
Thank you so much, Cathy. Appreciate it.
Bye for now.
Bye.